Welcome to CyberCAP, our Cybersecurity Career Awareness Program. I'm Eric Everson from Start Engineering. In this video, you will learn about the 3 books that form the core of the program, our Cybersecurity Career Guide, Student Workbook, and Teacher's Guide. You will also learn how to use CyberCAP to help middle and high school students understand cybersecurity as both an individual imperative and an educational and career pathway. At the end of the program, students will understand how to keep themselves safer online and, for those interested, have an individualized plan pointing them towards a future in cybersecurity that suits their unique aptitudes and interests. CyberCAP is designed to inspire confidence in students of all backgrounds and interests that they can make cybersecurity work as a potential academic and career pathway. The program is accessible for all. Students don't need technical knowledge, and educators don't need training in the field. No matter the learners or leaders involved, CyberCAP can make cybersecurity understandable and approachable, and it works in any educational environment, whether in-person, remote, or some combination of the two. At Start Engineering, our mission is to help build engagement and excitement about pathways into STEM learning and careers among students at all levels of K-12 education. In our learning materials, we showcase what is interesting, relevant, and rewarding about engineering and technology fields like cybersecurity. Then, we work to help students identify and connect their talents to learning and career opportunities that are right for them. In our view, every kid with ability and determination can be a STEM kid, no matter their background or experience. CyberCAP at its heart is 3 interconnected publications: a 52-page print career guide, a 62-page PDF student workbook, and a 28-page PDF teacher's guide. Interrelated, easy to use, and geared to audiences with little or no knowledge of the field, the books provide rich, accessible learning in the basic concepts and practices of cybersecurity. Going through the program will help students figure out if a future in the field is something that might be right for them. Award-winning as a one-of-a-kind print publication, the Career Guide was developed with help from experts in government, education, and industry. We designed the Career Guide for audiences knowing little or nothing about cybersecurity. Students, educators, and families can all learn from the guide enough about the field to make an informed decision about pursuing further learning or even careers in the field. We emphasize 4 basic points about cybersecurity to illustrate the wide appeal it can hold for students. Cybersecurity professionals are in great demand, and the field is growing fast. The work provides meaning and purpose, serving vital social, economic, and civic needs. Jobs pay well, and the field offers great opportunities for learning and growth. Finally, the field is so varied and large that opportunities abound for students of all backgrounds and interests. It's not just for coders and network administrators. Diversity in background, knowledge, and temperament is a real strategic asset for cybersecurity teams and the organizations that rely on them. Now let's see a bit about what the book looks like from the inside. Here's the table of contents, showing sections to do with the field itself, education and career options, employment information, and facts and figures on salaries, degrees, and more. We start with capsule accounts of data breaches, online safety breakdowns, and cybersecurity failures drawn from headlines around the world, showing how we are all vulnerable to cyber attacks. Then, we illustrate career paths open to students from various educational entry points and explore different functions and roles that professionals in the field can assume. Employers of all kinds need qualified cybersecurity workers in the private and public sectors alike. And the more diversity we build into the cybersecurity workforce, the safer we will all be. As engineers like to say, the greater diversity there is in a set of possible solutions, the better the chosen solution ends up being. The Student Workbook and Teacher's Guide together take learners on a journey from seeing cybersecurity as an individual imperative with clear, easy-to-follow guidance and staying safer online, to considering the field as a possible course of future study and work. All in one, with help at every step of the way, students and teachers need no other resources except an internet connection to get the most out of the program. 4 questions make up the structure of the program, each one defining the substance of a corresponding chapter. What is cybersecurity and why should I care? What can I do to stay safer online? How do I know if I like or can do cybersecurity? How do I figure out if a career in cybersecurity could be right for me? Exercises are adaptable to all kinds of learning environments, and they can also be tied into existing materials and used as supplementary or extension exercises. Whatever your cybersecurity learning needs are, CyberCAP can help you meet them. Each chapter starts off with some background information related to the framing question, meant to capture students' interest and lead them into the learning materials that follow. Chapter 1, for example, opens with the 2014 theft of images exchanged over Snapchat, one of teenagers' favorite social media apps. A great number of these images were revealing and intimate, and their public distribution violated both the law as well as the privacy of thousands of minors around the world. Nothing online, kids should understand, will necessarily stay private. For educators, the Teacher's Guide opens each chapter with some general learning goals and a brief discussion of why we present things the way we do. To guide any assessment or review that educators might want to build into things, we identify learning objectives that students should take away from their work at each stage. Exercises in the workbook extend students' learning about the topic at hand and also serve to provoke reflection. As the Snapchat story suggests, the goal of Chapter 1 is to persuade students that cybersecurity and staying safe online should be a matter of real concern to them. This exercise addresses bogus phishing emails, something that anyone with an email account has confronted. It illustrates some of the telltale warning signs of a scam and also encourages kids to become self-aware about their own possible blind spots. Questions 3 and 4, for example, prompt students to look back at how they've done identifying features of scam emails as reflected in results from online quizzes. Meanwhile, here, as with all activities, the Teacher's Guide boils down the basic point of the exercise to help educators maintain focus on the learning goal, and it offers guidance in the form of tips and time estimates to assist in managing students' experience with the activity. As with nearly every exercise, students can do the work online, on their own, or in person in a classroom setting. And all exercises are aligned with learning standards in cybersecurity as put forth by the Computer Science Teachers Association. Chapter 2 walks students through some basic attitudes and specific measures they can all adopt to keep themselves and their data safer online. A focus on choices and behaviors that students can practice encourages them to understand how much control and power they have over what happens to them online. This exercise in cyber ethics grounds students in a set of principles and values regarding the use of computers and online communications tools that can help to protect them and their friends and family members from internet danger and risk. The Teacher's Guide points up how this exercise can work as an individual or a group exercise, giving educators options for adapting the materials to their particular learning environment. This adaptability is a feature of exercises in all 4 chapters and underscores how flexible the program is designed to be. Chapter 3 helps students understand if they have aptitudes and interests that would make them good candidates for success in a cybersecurity career. One of the hallmarks of high-achieving cybersecurity professionals, you hear it over and over, is an ability to bring imagination and insight to the task of solving problems. Finding patterns, seeing familiar things from new, unique perspectives, putting together clues that don't necessarily go together. Habits of mind like these can indicate the potential for a student to make cybersecurity really work for them as a course of study and work. This activity, like the others in the chapter, asks students to look at numbers in ways different from how they've been taught to see them in school. Similar exercise posts abstract reading challenges, and a series of cryptography lessons introduces students to encryption, a pillar of all cybersecurity operations, whether offensive or defensive. In Chapter 4, students get immersed in cybersecurity as a practice first and then as a potential career for them to consider. The first part of the chapter offers depth and detail about what the field is all about and what it feels like to grapple with cybersecurity challenges as a professional. Students are asked to project themselves into real-world cybersecurity incidents and plot out responses and remedies to help guide an organization back to normal operations. The second part of the chapter takes students on a journey through areas of possible work in the field, helping them identify particular roles or functions that might suit them as future cybersecurity professionals. At the end of the chapter, they will end up with an informed view of what part of the field they might want to work in and the beginnings of a plan for the education that can lead them there. In tandem with the career guide, the activities in this chapter can point students towards the kind of education and even particular schools themselves that might be good next steps for them on their pathway towards a future in the field of cybersecurity. This video offers preliminary training in CyberCAP for educators interested in using the program themselves. For some, it could be all they need. For others, more time with the materials and real-time exchanges or discussions with us here at Start Engineering might work better. Please be in touch, whatever your needs or interests might be. We welcome the chance to become partners with anyone working to get students interested in and excited about cybersecurity, a field that offers meaningful rewards for individuals and huge benefits to the country as a whole.